Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara Fiano and I'm a local real estate broker in the Asheville region with Mackey Realty. As you're watching this video, I'll actually be on my 2-week-long honeymoon. We're taking a trip up to New England to see the fall colors and touring around Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. It should be a lot of fun and I'm really looking forward to it. That being said, this is the only day I've had to film this video, so I apologize. There's going to be a little bit of background noise. People are leaf blowing outside and this is truly the only time I have to film this video before leaving town. So apologies for that, but let's dive right in. As always, I'm going to be discussing home prices, inventory, mortgage news, local news, and some other news. Let's start out with price on a national level. The median sale price for existing single-family homes was $422,400 in July, which was just a 0.2% increase year over year. If we take a look at prices in the Asheville region, the median sale price declined by 0.5% year over year to $428,000. Month over month, it has pretty much been stable. The average sale price in the Asheville region has increased by 0.5% to around $561,000. As you can see, prices are really starting to stabilize in the Asheville area. I will add in here though that we have been seeing month over month increases in the average sale price for most months of this year. Overall, housing affordability is quite low and has been on the decline since arguably 2013. On a county-wide level, Buncombe, Haywood, and Madison counties have all seen year-over-year increases in median sale price of single-family homes. Buncombe County is now right at $515,000, Haywood County is at $401,000, and Madison County is at $447,500. Henderson County actually saw a slight decline of 1.4% to $465,000. As you may know, sales have been very slow this year. More specifically, sales this summer have reached their slowest pace in 10 years. With the typical home going under contract in 43 days versus 35 days a year ago. Month supply of inventory in the Midwest and Northeast is still below pre-pandemic levels, meaning those areas are in sellers markets. On the other hand, month supply of inventory is at or above pre-pandemic levels in the South and West. Nationally, the average is 4.6 compared to 4 that we saw last year. As a quick reminder, anything below 6 is considered a seller's market. Nationally, inventory is up 15.7% year over year to levels that have not been seen since 2020. On a local level, in the Asheville region, inventory is up by 44% year over year, which is well within pre-pandemic levels. We're seeing this on a county-wide level as well, with Buncombe, Henderson, Haywood, and Madison counties all seeing significant increases in inventory year over year. These increases range anywhere from 30% to 51%. Closed sales in the Asheville region are beginning their seasonal decline now that we are officially in fall, and they are 7.8% lower than a year ago. Not too surprisingly, days on market is now averaging 63 days. This is a 37% increase year over year. Month supply of inventory for the region is now 6.5, meaning we are no longer in a seller's market. If we look at this on a county by county level, just for single family homes, we can see that Buncombe, Henderson, and Haywood counties are still in seller's markets, whereas Madison County is in a buyer's market. If we were to include townhomes and condos into this mix with single family homes, we can see that all counties are in a buyer's market. So it really depends on what statistic you want to focus on, whether or not you want to say we are truly in a buyer or seller's market. Before I dive into mortgage news, I do want to take a minute to just recap everything that I've covered thus far. So as you can see, the trend is pretty much the same as it's been the past few months. Inventory is continuing to increase, Demand has been declining, as we can see with the declining number of sales. And when we compare national data to local data, we're basically seeing the same trends. However, on the local level, we're seeing them a little bit more on the extreme side. An example of this is, like I mentioned earlier, inventory on the national level is up by 15.7% year over year, whereas this number is up by 44% locally year over year. Home prices have continued stabilizing throughout this year, and I don't necessarily anticipate any sort of huge market downturn. We honestly have already seen the market shift drastically this year. I mean, when you look at month supply of inventory, the fact that we are already pushing into buyer's market territory, or in some counties we're already there, that's a huge change from 12 months ago. What I've noticed is that buyers and sellers are in a holding pattern, and everyone is waiting for interest rates to come down. Thankfully, mortgage rates have actually come down a little bit, and they're currently averaging around 5.26%. The Fed did just cut rates by 25 basis points in December, and it's expected that there will be another rate cut sometime soon. However, it is good to keep in mind that mortgage rates change before the Fed's decision. They basically anticipate what the Fed's going to do. And that's why when the Fed did cut rates in September, interest rates didn't really change. Interest rates had already dropped before the Fed meeting. In terms of what rates are going to do going forward, it's hard to say, but with economists predicting that the Fed will cut rates again, it's likely that interest rates will stay where they are or drop a little bit, hopefully. Hopefully they'll get into the 5s next year, but no one can say with certainty. Anyone that really throws a number out there is totally guessing. But as always, I will continue to update you guys as I hear of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac updating their predictions for the months and years to come. In terms of some local news, Costco is officially submitting their plans to build in the Enka-Candler area, and if this project is approved, it will take around 2 years to complete. You may have seen recently on social media that a large portion of the Blue Ridge Parkway has officially reopened. The parkway is now open to the west of Asheville all the way to Graveyard Fields and Black Balsam Knob, and it is open to the east of Asheville all the way to Mount Mitchell State Park. This is amazing progress, and I know many people are very happy about this reopening. Let's finish out today's video with a little bit of other news. With the housing market having slowed down significantly this year, a lot of people are wondering if foreclosure rates are on the rise. According to ICE data, only 1% of home mortgages were underwater by the end of April this year. In comparison, 23% were in negative equity at the end of September 2009. This is a massive difference. In other words, the foreclosure rates back during the '08 crash were 23 times higher than they are right now. While they may increase over the coming months a little bit more, I highly doubt we are going to see foreclosure rates anywhere near what we saw in 2008. I've been filming these housing market update videos every month since sometime in 2001, and I have been adamant since then that this market is not like it was in 2008. According to Redfin, the number of sellers has been declining slightly, but sellers still outnumber buyers by 36%. The number of buyers is also at a record low, with the exception of the plunge that we saw in 2020. It's probably not all that surprising that homeownership rates have declined for the first time in a very long time. First-time homebuyers dropped to a record low of 24% last year. Prior to the pandemic, people were able to purchase a median-priced home without spending more than 30% of their income. Now they need to spend 38% of their income. The average age of the first-time buyer has also hit an all-time high of 38. I know that these statistics really aren't the most uplifting, but what I can tell you is it does seem like the market we have seen this year is likely the trough. This has been a very difficult year in many ways for many people. Homeowners are struggling to sell their properties. Buyers aren't really able to purchase properties because affordability is so bad. The number of sales has been down. It's just been a difficult year, whether you're a homeowner, prospective buyer, realtor like myself. It's been a very tough year for a lot of us. That being said, I truly feel like this year is the bottom and that next year should be a little bit better. I've noticed in my own personal business that things started to pick up a little bit more in September. I, as you already saw, have a listing in Burnsville right now. I have another one coming up in Asheville in October, and then possibly another one in Asheville in November. So there is a little bit more going on in the real estate world. That being said, we are heading into fall and winter, which tends to be a slower time. We really never saw the big spring and summer rush that we normally would. So there is that. I don't necessarily think that fall and winter will be slower than spring and summer of this year. It's a little bit hard to get slower than this, but it could happen. It kind of depends on what interest rates are going to do, but I do think that next year will be a little bit better. As always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you'd like a copy of my free homebuyer guide, I'm happy to share that with you. Just reach out to me. I'll leave my contact info up here on the screen as well as in the description box. And if you are a homeowner and you would like a free comparative market analysis done for you on your property, so you could see what it might sell for in today's market, I'm more than happy to do that for you. I'm always very honest and very blunt with these. I may have shared this already in a past video, but I've actually lost out on a few listings this year because I am so honest in my CMAs. And I basically will tell homeowners, here's what your home can sell for in this market. Here's the marketing plan that I can offer you. And in some cases, someone else will come in and they really want the business and they'll tell the seller whatever they want. They'll tell them a higher price. And then the home will sit on the market for months and not sell at that price and ultimately drop after months into the price point that I recommended and still not sell, because then buyers are seeing it and they'll say, well, what's wrong with this house? It's been on the market for a while. There must be something wrong with it. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. But all that being said, happy to do a free CMA for you if you're interested in that. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'm not sure when the next video will be coming out. As I mentioned earlier, as you're watching this, I'm currently on vacation. I won't be coming back until mid-October, so I'm not sure when the next video will be, but I do have some more planned for you guys. So I hope that you have a good one, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.